So welcome guys, this is episode 4 of the Inside the Vault, the 100 Days in Finance Challenge. We're here with Jonas once again. And today the one thing we're going to talk about is beyond the branch. Beyond the branch meaning how digital tools and AI is affecting um, physical branches of banks. Jonas has a wealth of experience in the banking industry, and at the end of the day, this is one part of the the bigger picture of making Africa economic superpower. Through these conversations, at the end of the day, Africa has to become an economic superpower. So yes, let's go. At the end of the day, me too much sec, too much sec, too much sec, too much sec. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay, welcome, Jonas. Yeah,
Thank you, brother. Much appreciated. And yeah, it is a new day, yeah,
new day. Yeah.
new opportunities, yeah, where we need to be doing certain things in a certain way. So it's great to be here. Thank you.
Yeah. So I think we'll go right into it. Um,
Okay.
so the topic of today is beyond the branch. So in your experience, how rapid has been the adoption of what's it called? Digital tools to AI in replacing branches. Now, let's say the branch system of banking has reduced its capacity. How much have you seen that impact happen?
Sure. Well, this on its own, remember, it's really a challenge, especially for us. And when I say us, I mean the African people specifically, because one big factor, which is a challenge for most of us, is language barrier, right?
Yeah,
So ideally, banks want to try to move away from traditional banks of having physical branches, and they are trying to limit paper documentation. They are trying to move away from having limited working hours where clients can be able to use their bank
yeah,
24 hours of the day, right?
yeah,
Now, in essence, as much as we would love for this impact to happen, there is a number or a certain portion of people that is always left behind. And I'll tell you why. So, as much as we are trying to accommodate our clients, try to be customer centric in approach when it comes to technology, when it comes to mobile apps, when it comes to AI chatbots and stuff, like you're saying, in replacing branches, we find ourselves at a place where people still believe in going into a branch and speaking to a person in order
yeah,
to do their business. So, in simple terms, in answering your question, they're learned people, right?
yeah,
Learned people, people that are educated, people that can speak English, people that are able to read English, people that are able to listen to English and understand it. For those specific people, it's easy for them to have um, all the apps that you can think of that the banks are using, right?
yeah, yeah,
Or the options of even using internet banking and so forth. We also have cell phone banking, but by virtue of everything that is happening in the country, remember South Africa has 11 official languages. And when we say
11.
official languages,
Hey,
11.
hey,
So it's a challenge already because some will
yeah,
tell you, uh, I speak isiZulu, I can understand English. Some will say Xhosa. So question is now, how does banks decide which language to use? So
hey,
then they become central to say English is an official language for everybody in the country. So they have to use their apps in English. They have to use internet banking in English. They have to use everything in English. But this is what I think will make life easy, right? Incorporating AI into our systems, you know. And now I'm giving ideas to the bank already. Incorporating AI into the systems. If AI could create a system where they are able to accommodate the different languages. I don't know how many languages are in Kenya
In Kenya,
outside of English.
officially they're like three.
Three.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but mostly English and Swahili. Yeah,
Okay. So you see, you guys are at an advantage because there's a high possibility that banks won't spend a lot to to include you guys in things, to include
yeah,
Swahili as a language. With us as
yeah,
a country, 11 official languages simply means we cannot accommodate everybody. Everything is in English. And that is why our branches in the country still have a lot of people going to branches.
yeah,
So
yeah,
the impact is not as we want it. We are trying by all means. And that is why, specifically from a banking perspective, uh, a lot of banks. So there are four major banks, right? But I'll speak mostly of probably two or three. Absa Bank is on a trajectory of reducing branches. Standard Bank is on a trajectory of reducing branches. I know Capitec is still expanding and putting a lot of ATMs and so forth. Again, ATM is another pain because remember in a previous episode, we were speaking about cash. We were speaking
yes,
about people considering other alternatives instead of carrying cash. The
very
challenge
good.
with this whole metrics is that we are facing challenges when it comes to language in our country. So a lot of people don't even have apps on their phones. You know, for us,
Yeah,
the people that are able to understand English, it's easy. I can tell you, my brother, one thing that I don't have is a wallet. I
yeah,
don't have a
yeah,
wallet. Uh, I don't carry cash at all.
yeah,
How banking has become seamless to me as a person, I at times I just have a card holder with a few cards inside that has my
yeah.
license and bank cards. If I have forgotten that thing at home, I don't worry too much. The only thing that I pray for is to never meet a traffic officer who will ask for my
Oh,
license. Other
we'll
than
ask for your
that,
language.
other than that, my cards are also on my phone, so I'm able to open my phone and tap to pay for anything that I want to pay for. That is for me seamless. That is easy. That has made life easy. But the unfortunate part about this is that not everybody has that same type of experience. People still want to queue. People still
Yeah,
want to go to pay their clothes accounts at Trueworths and all these clothing stores. Something
yeah,
that you can do using your phone. Something that you
yeah,
can do at the comfort of your own home. So
yeah,
the impact of AI, the impact of technology is not as we would want it, right? But
yeah,
with how banks are moving, my brother, we are moving away from cash, we are moving away from branches. Specifically, Standard Bank has reduced a lot of branches. But
yeah,
guess what? We are again on a trajectory of reopening smaller, we call them service
yeah.
centers. So smaller service centers where there's about less than 10 people in that branch to assist these specific communities that is not literate when it comes to English. So that when they come to the bank and say, I have an app, I want to pay my people, I want to do transactions, at least there's
Yeah.
still people. But if we can
Oh,
have an AI that will be able to, the idea that I was talking about, an AI that will be able to, as you speak, then it's able to convert your language into something that you can understand. We will have won the challenge that we are having, and everybody will have a seamless experience when it comes to adopting digital products of different banks.
So I wanted to ask now, since digital tools are also incorporated, yeah. So there's also fintechs. Fintech,
Mhm.
fintechs meaning financial technological companies. Yeah. So how has fintech partnerships actually helped banks play a role in distributing these digital tools, especially to especially now to let's say like a common person, like let's say me, for example, somebody who really doesn't understand anything about finance, as have fintech companies in my country nasema what's it called, something like M-Pesa, you
Mhm.
know about M-Pesa,
Yeah.
like how has fintech companies helped banks in rolling out these digital tools so that they don't even have like the branches, the effect on branches.
So remember from a fintech perspective, right?
Hmm.
Um, Within banks, there are, I would say, innovative departments,
Yeah.
in inverted commas, in innovative departments. So
Yeah.
I'll make you an example of a bank that I know. They are highly, highly innovative when it comes to these things, right? I don't know if you
Hmm.
know a bank called Discovery Bank.
Discovery Bank.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So Discovery Bank is a bank in our country. They are still growing, and they are very innovative in that, as part of their strategy, they have sessions where staff are able to give them ideas,
Mhm.
right? And then from those ideas, then they create products, they create things that would then be products that they use to make a seamless experience for their customers. Now, fintechs, right? And
Mhm.
I'm saying this from experience because remember, on a yearly basis, we have a fintech conference. We have one in Dubai
Yeah.
called Seamless Africa. We have one called Seamless Africa also here in Santin in September. And I have that passion of talking about payments,
Yes.
fintech payments. Now, the challenge with fintech payments is, from a banking perspective,
Hmm.
listen to this, banks prefer innovating their own things
Yeah.
unless the fintech's idea is that good that it cannot be replicated quickly. So M-Pesa that you are referring to, M-Pesa was adopted by Nedbank, right? So
Uh-huh.
all the Nedbank customers use M-Pesa to send money through Africa. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'll edit
so
this stuff.
no, it's fine. So remember, from a fintech perspective, fintechs likes to innovate. They like to create faster product developments that they would then give to banks. They like to build better user experiences, to make even the unbanked banked, you know.
Yeah.
So they try to come up with lower innovation costs, as ways to make sure that their innovations are adopted by banks. They look also at greater market agility in how fast these changes and innovations happen. But the challenge
Yeah.
with big banks is that they hardly speak to people outside, except if your
The-
idea is the best, except if
Yeah.
your idea from a fintech perspective, it's something that will change and make a big and a huge difference to their
Yeah.
customers, right?
Yeah.
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 So we are, from a banking perspective, we are sitting with a challenge where even fintechs, to a certain point and extent, they fear and are reluctant to share their ideas with the bank, because then
So,
they share their ideas, and then 3 months down the line, the bank is saying they are doing exactly the same thing,
yeah, yeah,
and they never even work with that fintech. So
yeah.
these are the kind of challenges that
Small fintech companies.
small fintech companies are facing.
Yes. Yeah.
I remember even then in the conference that we had, they were asking a question of whether are banks looking at collaborations with fintech companies. My brother, it's not easy.
Mm.
Remember, banks have their own R&D. So banks have billions. Banks can change things like this. Sometimes, from a fintech perspective, you might think your idea is the best, and you go and present it to the bank, and then they say, "No, we have tried and tested that; it's not working."
It's it's not
You know?
working. Ah.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
So then fintechs, then that's why you see it a bit difficult to really penetrate and enter the market with agile speed that is required. But there
yeah,
are blessed people and lucky people out there that when they
yeah,
present their ideas, then the banks come on board. I know there
yeah.
is a guy we studied um, together at Vet Business School, and in his final year, then he decided to pursue what we call Zakah Pay.
Uh-huh.
Zakah is ZAKKHA, Zakah Pay,
Yeah.
right? So
Okay.
he then felt entrepreneurs must also be empowered, because at times when people come to you to buy, then they tap their card. We need to make sure by the time that you tap your card, automatically for the next coming 3 months, the bank is able to take money from you to pay the entrepreneur where you bought your product from, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, meaning that's a type of a buy now, pay later type of a device, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and APSA as a bank then loved this Zakah Pay thing, and they collaborated, you know. And
Yeah.
Zakah is now growing. They have a device that has an ad on national TV.
Ah.
So there are those type of possibilities, but from a banking perspective, um, banks still want to work alone. Are
They
they?
still,
Yeah, yeah.
they don't want, but it's like a closed society, and
Yeah,
they have to scrutinize you to the maximum
yeah,
just so that you can come
yes,
and include yourself. Ah.
yeah.
So there's
Because
also
remember,
some.
from a banking, yeah. You were saying.
So that also falls in line with like the next question, yeah,
Hmm.
like real-time tracking. What does real-time transaction tracking mean, and what does it mean for, like, let's say mtu kawaida kama mimi, I can't really say mtu kawaida kama mimi, ndio.
Hmm.
What does real-time transaction tracking actually mean from the customer's perspective, and how does it affect the customers?
Okay. So remember, these real-time systems allows the customers to receive instant transaction alerts. So meaning you are
Mhm,
sitting in Kenya right now.
mhm.
When I say to you, I'm going to transfer you money, as I'm talking to you now, then you receive a notification that your money has arrived. That's that,
Right
that,
there.
that that's the kind of instant transactions that we are looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Real time also requires monitoring spending behavior live, you know. So spending behavior live in a sense that if you swipe your card at you are pouring petrol or you are doing a transaction, you
Yeah.
should receive live performance or live behavior of your transactions.
Yeah.
So the challenge at times from a customer experience perspective, you would find that especially credit cards had a challenge in the past where you will
Mm.
go to a garage, swipe your card to pour full tank in your car of petrol, and after pouring full tank of petrol in your car, you have a
Mm.
thousand rand. That's what you are left with,
Yeah.
and then that transaction, then the money is not debited immediately. So
Yeah.
now think about it. If you just poured petrol, you go to a restaurant, you look at your balance, and you want to take a nice lady, you want to take a nice lady out. You look at your app, you realize you still have 1,000 rand. You spend 1,000 rand. Tomorrow morning,
Yeah.
you receive a notification that you owe the bank 1,000 rand because
1,000.
you poured petrol first before you went to spend money with the nice lady. Now that already
Mm.
that is a challenge. You understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
monitoring your spending behavior live requires that transactions happens now in an instant type of a situation, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Thirdly, real time requires that if you block a card now, money, that card is
Mm.
blocked now.
Good. Yeah.
So there's a challenge. Uh, at times, people use their cards online, right? To
Yeah.
buy, to order stuff on Temu, to buy stuff on what is the other one? Temu,
Amazon,
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 yes. You
Spain,
know, take a
Spain.
lot,
Yeah.
yeah. So this specific online things, people use their credit cards. If somebody finds your
Yeah.
card details, they can buy stuff with your card. Real time, we want real time where if you contact the bank and say, stop my card now, your card must be stopped now,
Yeah.
you know? And to some banks, this would have been a challenge in this
Yeah.
regard. And these real-time transactions simply means that for banks, it becomes easy to uh, stop immediate fraud, make sure
Yeah.
that immediate fraud is also detected. They
Yeah.
are also able to make sure that liquidity is monitored. And liquidity monitoring, remember I spoke to you, spending your pouring petrol with your card. And then when you go out to eat, you realize you still have money because the transaction at the garage did not happen. The garage
Yeah.
did not bank yet, you know. So
Yeah.
the fintech devices that we were talking about to the first question, that is
Yeah.
why immediately when you swipe your card, the money must be banked immediately. So some
Yeah.
fintechs, you know what happens when you go and swipe your card using a fintech device. Some devices requires the business as the business owner for you to bank your money at the end of the day. Until you bank your money, the money doesn't come off your account, which then creates a challenge. You see?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so that is why
Oh.
it is important that the real time, the fintechs innovate and create devices where if you swipe your card now, the transaction happens now to eliminate thinking that you
Mm.
have liquidity only to find
And
out
then,
there's no money, you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but
And
maybe we could. This is the last question. Why
mhm.
is human-centered design key to digital tools, digital adoption in the banking, especially in the banking industry. Why is it so much? One, maybe we can expound shortly, briefly on what is human-centered design and how it is affecting the digital banking ecosystem. Yeah.
Okay. So remember, human-centered design is really more focused on the emotional comfort of the customer, right?
Yeah.
Human-centered design has the customer at heart.
Yeah.
Human-centered design, like the word itself, like it is saying human-centered. We are
Yeah.
looking at the customer's behavior in simple terms, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So human-centered design requires customers' behavior, and then that's how technology is then designed. So we look
Yeah.
at the emotional comfort of the customer. We look at simplicity of our products or services. We look at
Uh-huh.
clarity. We look at accessibility, right?
Yes.
And then
Yeah.
based on these things, that is how then human-centered design becomes important in how we create our products, right?
Yeah.
And so because of this, uh, human behavior requires that our technology be designed in that manner and order. And it must
Oh.
address things like empathy, So considering that people must understand financial anxiety and trust sensitivity issues, due to this, our product must have that component of empathy. Two, they must have simplicity, simplicity in how these apps are used. Number three, we must also incorporate education. See? So
Yeah.
education in making sure that at any given point, all our products are easy, all our products customers can relate, they shouldn't be complex, right?
Yeah.
And then another thing that we look at is inclusivity. We must make sure that it includes our customers. Remember, that is why I was saying um, in including or in inclusivity, it is important that banks from South Africa perspective with 11 languages, we now design AI tools that if you speak Swahili, you go to an ATM and speak Swahili, then the ATM or the AI should be able to communicate with you easily without you having any form of challenges, which is currently not the case because all our ATM devices in the country are in English.
Yeah.
So if you are
Yeah.
speaking another language, you are not accommodated. You know,
Yeah.
the banks currently have tried to accommodate blind people, you know, because
Oh.
if you go
Yeah.
to our ATMs, they do have
Great.
brailing.
Yeah.
So you are able to use brailing and be able to speak to the ATM. But
Yeah.
other than that, if you can speak Zulu, the ATM will not accommodate you. You will say, hey,
Oh.
sawubona, sawubona. The ATM will say, what is this person talking?
All
You
right.
know?
All right. Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you so
So
much, bro.
yeah,
I think right now is a bit pressed for time because I think right now we have to accommodate the fact that I know you have to go.
yeah,
You have to travel. You're a very traveling man. So at the end of the day, hopefully we'll come also to Johannesburg, and then also me myself, I'll make sure that you come also to Kenya. You see,
yeah,
you see how we do it over here in terms of finance. So thank you so much for your time, guys. At the end of the day, today has been all about the branch edition, where now digital tools are now replacing branches and how digital tools are actually replacing branches. We've been here with Jonas. Jonas, thank you so much, and hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow. We still have a whole week to go, guys. Please, any questions that you have, go to LinkedIn, go to Facebook, go to YouTube, ask. I'll post down. I'll post the link all the way down there. And yeah, ask all the questions you can ask. Comment. We'd love to hear from you guys. Jonas would love to hear from you in case you have any questions. And yeah, I'll also post his LinkedIn social so that you can find out everything you can and ask him anything you can. All right.
Thank
Thank you so
you,
much, Jonas.
brother. Much appreciated. And yeah, it's always a pleasure to work with you and
Yeah.
demystify banking, making it easy and simple.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right.
No, much appreciated. Thank you.
All right.